Hi, this is chapters 12 and 13. I combine these two chapters because they're both so similar and I don't see any need to separate them. So we're going to talk about the other seventh chords. First, we're going to talk about leading tone seventh chords. So we're talking about 7-7. Both the 7-7 that's half diminished and the 7-7 that's fully diminished are related to the 5-7, the dominant seventh, because they have three common notes. And so I show you in C major and in C minor, 5-7 is G, B, D, F, and 7-7 is B, D, F, A. So there's one note different between the two. Again, we have to review the qualities of seventh chords. It's really important to be able to identify the quality. A major seventh chord is a major triad plus a major seventh. A major minor or dominant seventh chord is a major triad plus a minor seventh. A minor seventh chord is a minor triad plus a minor seventh. A half diminished seventh chord is a diminished triad plus a minor seventh. And a fully diminished seventh chord is a diminished triad plus a diminished seventh. The half diminished 7-7 occurs in major, and the fully diminished 7-7 occurs in minor. Composers sometimes substitute leading tone triads and seventh chords for the dominant harmony for variety and diversification. So, resolution of leading tone seventh chords. Like dominant chords, leading tone seventh chords usually resolve to the tonic. And they're either going to go directly to tonic, or occasionally they may actually even go through a dominant seventh chord. If you want to look in the book, it's figures 12.4 and 12.5. The fully diminished 7-7 contains two diminished fifths. Okay, and so the tendency is for them to resolve inward. If you have this, you have a doubled third, which is not a big deal in the resolution. It's just if you want to have the normal doubling of the root and include a fifth, you might have to resolve things a little bit differently. That said, the resolutions of the leading tone and the seventh remain the same as in a 5-7. So scale degree 7 is going to go up, and the seventh of your chord, which in a 7-7 chord is actually scale degree 6, is going to come down. So the other kind of seventh chords that we're going to talk about are non-dominant seventh chords. Okay, so the seventh chords that have a dominant function are 5 and 7. Everything else, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 6s, are non-dominant functions. So it's kind of really important to know your triad qualities. While it doesn't happen very often, you probably might only see it in popular music like lead sheets and stuff. Occasionally, you might even see the quality of the chord listed next to the chord, like 1-7, major, 3-7, minor, 7-7, diminished, and so on and so forth. If the triad is diminished, but the seventh is minor, of course, it's half diminished. That happens in 2-7 in minor, 7-7 in major. Occasionally, the quality of the triad is different from the quality of the seventh. So if you were to have a minor, major seventh chord, again, this is not very common. You would have to designate the quality of the seventh next to it. In the case of the dominant seventh, it is so widely recognized that you know that it's major minor that the minor is unnecessary. Back to the resolution of non-dominant seventh chords. Here we're going to come back to, yay, circle progression. The circle progression is a really common way to resolve non-dominant seventh chords. 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. The 2 would go to 5, the 6 would go to 2, the 3 would go to 6, and so on and so forth. Occasionally, you might have a non-circle treatment of a seventh chord. 4, 7, and little and minor 4, 7 would always move to 5. In circle progressions, all non-dominant sevenths eventually resolve to 5. See, everything eventually goes to 5. However, even circles can be interrupted, like a deceptive cadence. For example, 6 can go to 4 and then 5 instead of 2. But just remember, everything is tonic, dominant, tonic. Everything else is a predominant. You just stick it in before the dominant and you're good. The most important thing to remember, though, the seventh of a seventh chord, meaning the top note, must resolve downward by step. I kind of think about it like you have your snowman, like we talk about snowman, and he's just going to kind of get decapitated, okay? His head is going to come down. Okay, that's the end of this.